Have you ever needed an important document notarized and your bank was closed? Need someone who would be reliable, punctual, and provide great customer service? Call my man Maurice over at Austin Mobile Notary, 757-325-7353, or email him at austinmobilenotary@gmail.com. Austin Mobile Notary is a new mobile after-hours and weekend notary service. Mention this podcast, Real Talk with the 6THMAN, and Maurice will give you a $5 credit towards your first bill. Remember, Austin Mobile Notary for convenient mobile notary services. Austin Mobile Notary, y'all. Check them out. 6THMAN. Y'all be easy.
This is a 87 TV network exclusive.
Be better than yesterday. I gotta be better than yesterday. No matter if I'm playing 6-man or star, I'm better than yesterday. I gotta be better than yesterday. I gotta be better than yesterday. No matter if I'm playing 6-man or star, I'm better than yesterday.
We gotta be better, do better. That's every minute, every second. Dropping juice, hope you collecting the voice of the people, we all gon' get heard. This real spill, never clear what I say. Always tuned in, never tuned out. Gotta stay woke and be a sleepwalker. Gotta stand up, got too many standouts. Stay ready like the 6-man of the year. We up now, we up now.
Be better than yesterday. I gotta be better than yesterday. No matter if I'm playing 6-man or star, I'm better than yesterday. Be better than yesterday. I gotta be better than yesterday. No matter if I'm playing 6-man or star, I'm better than yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show, man. It's Sunday, man, and we cooling, man. We cooling, man. And just wanted to let y'all know, man, I've been grinding all day, literally. So, I mean, my first message to everybody is this, man. Stop talking about what you can't do, man, and just do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got up this morning at 7 o'clock. I did my little side grind until about 4:30. I went in the house, took a shower, and look what I'm doing now. I'm back at it, man. So don't ever downplay yourself and say that you don't have time to do this, you don't have time to do that. I mean, you don't have time to be successful. That's what it means. You don't want to be successful, man. But we in here, man. We gonna do something. We're gonna do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, man. We got two. I call them young bucks because I don't watch them. I don't watch them grow up, man. And they real men now. So I when I say young bucks, I think they can take it as a badge of honor because I watched them grow up, and now they doing some fantastic things for themselves. And just being from outside of town to me is a blessing. So to my left, I'm mad I can't put him on camera, but to my left I got Vaughn. He is the brand ambassador for Love More brand. You know what I'm saying? He right on the south side. And then to my right, I got my other right hand man, Jermaine, who is the brand ambassador for Japera's clothing. And so we all gonna just have a conversation tonight, man, about a few things. And I think normally what I do is I try to give people, some of the stuff that we're gonna talk about, but I want to sneak them out and try to give it to them so they can just give me what they thinking about off the top of their head, right? So before we get started, man, I want both of y'all, whoever want to go first, just tell the people who you are so they can hear your voice, and just give out your IG, your Instagram, your website, whatever you want to give out, and then we'll get into what we gonna do. So who want to go first?
All right. So this is Jermaine, owner, CEO of Japera's Clothing. Was founded in 2016. We are going on 3 years now of selling clothes and, designing for the DC area, DC DMV area.
My man.
And, it's taking over right now. Got a lot of sponsorships and everything going on, and we're attending fashion shows and getting into a whole big world of things right now. Grew up in Southeast, born and raised, and just thought about starting a clothing line and just doing something good for the community as well. So that's about it right now.
Japer's Clothing is a new, stylish, black-owned brand established in 2016. They explore unfamiliar territories in the clothing industry by tailoring their Euro Street vibe into their entire product line to enrich their vision to their customers and all of their clients. In a world where you can be anything, Japer says, be you, be versatile. Japer's Clothing can also be found at www.shopjapersclothing.com, and Japer's Clothing is also an official partner of this show, Real Talk with the 6THMAN. Japer's, be you, be versatile.
What you got, Von?
Yeah, I'm Von, from here, Washington, D.C., Southeast. I started a non-profit organization called the Love More Movement, and to bring awareness to the non-profit organization, I created a clothing line called the Love More brand, pretty much just to just redefining cool, like what cool is. And you have a lot of guys wearing these name brand clothes that they really can't afford, and they supporting people who really can't hire
Say
them.
that.
So it's
Say
just
that.
like, stop supporting people that can't hire you, and get creative and wear something that's cool to you. We're gonna make it cool all over the world and just spread love. So it's called the Love More brand. Like I said, it brings awareness to the Love More movement. The nonprofit organization website is lovemoremovement.org, and the Love More brand is lovemorebrand.co.
Hey, get them your your handle, dog.
Okay, so Japer's is at Japer's Clothing, IG, and Facebook, as well as shopjapersclothing.com.
All right. So we in here, we in the building. So we gonna cover a few things tonight. And everything that we're going to talk about, I think is going to be specifically for this time. So I always start out with something that may have been in the news or on the internet. So I was on the internet day before yesterday, and it was these youngers in the backyard. I can't remember what city it's in yet, but I'm going to try to figure out. But it was some youngers in the backyard, and guess what they had?
Right.
Some boxing gloves, and they was getting it in. And so my thing was, back in the day, I remember when we had conflict, we do the hands up.
Right.
And there's so many youngins now that think that all they need to do now is go grab that strap. And so it don't take a lot of effort or energy to grab a strap.
Right.
I mean, you could be a dummy and pull the trigger. But it was something about the video that I watched, because somebody was like, I can see why jokers grabbing straps now anyway, because they can't fight.
And
but my thing was, it wasn't the fact that they couldn't fight. My thing was, at least they taking it. I mean, they was having fun, but at least they taking that energy and using it in a positive way, because one dude knocked another dude down and he took his hand to pick him up. So that spoke to me, because I'm like, they homies though. I mean, they might have had a little issue, but they like, all right, it's done.
Right.
We don't have that now. All we got is youngins walking out in the middle of the street on Saturday afternoons just dumping. So I'm trying to figure out, do y'all think that it's time? Do y'all think one of them, like that put the gloves on situation at the club? I mean, like at the like number 11, y'all think we need to bring that back?
Man, I think it's gone. Like, I definitely think that we definitely need to bring it back. But like I always say, like, it's no older dudes that's implementing that into these neighborhoods. Like, everybody's saying, man, well, F him, whatever, he
Right.
this, and they sneaking each other out. So,
Right.
like, once again, it's just redefining cool. Like, who in your neighborhood is redefining cool? Like, who is the big
Right.
homie that's out there that's putting that in place, or
Right.
who have say so, and what is condoning? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like, if that's what's they condoning around the neighborhood, like, it'll never be that unless you get somebody that's really hands-on, grassroots, that's going to the neighborhood and putting that into place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, they can't fight anyway.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you already know. I know that.
And to top it off was the structure. The structure of back in the day, we had OGs. Now we got young guys that haven't even experienced anything that the younger kid generation is looking up to.
Right.
And that these guys haven't even experienced anything or know the level of respect and how to give respect and how to honor, you know, elders and everything like that. So
Right.
it ain't got away from that whole structure of what we used to do and how we came up.
Right.
So now you got the youngins following the young, still the younger generation instead of an old head that would say, youngin, I wouldn't do that and tell you how to do it or how to go about it. You know what I'm saying? So the dynamics, and I knew the dynamics was going to fade away because you got to realize, like, with our parent structures, that we grew up with grandparents and grandfathers that
We did.
that would get on the neighbors' kids and stuff like that. But now it's just like, oh, don't talk to my kid or don't do this.
Right.
It's just a whole bunch of defensiveness.
That
and stuff.
village aspect is gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
But it's crazy though, cause like grandmother's like 35 years old. these
Yeah.
days.
The kids
At the
raise
club.
Kid, yeah, that
You know what I'm
positive.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's like once I start seeing some of my female friends become grandmothers, I'm like, Lord, like it's crazy, man.
Right.
But and then like even like recently when I was talking to you the other day, like you got dudes that's 22 years old, 23 years old, sending 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds still in the car, spinning the block,
Right.
and they got the guns, but they really don't know how to shoot them.
Right.
Right.
So it's just like even me seeing that, me viewing it,
Right.
and not trying to stump down on nobody, but it's just like, man, look, if you're going to do that, they still young. They 21, 22. Guns legal in DC land.
Right.
Like, go get it registered.
Go get right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, if you're going to have it,
Right.
start a security. Like, I started a security business.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's what I did.
Right.
So if you 21, 22, and you willing to toe that I need you right there with me. Eventually,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? That's how I rather roll. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right.
like, and everything will be legit.
Right.
So, and you're going to learn how to use it.
Right.
And
Right.
if somebody play, then it is what it is.
Right.
But still have manners. Like, don't try to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Let your ego be out.
Yeah,
you know.
man. So,
Yeah.
So I'm happy that you said that because I was gonna go into entrepreneurship first because we got both of y'all here, right? And I feel like back in the day, you know, when y'all seen me, Ty, L, Dave when he was around, you know, we did our thing out there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a lot of the times I couldn't really be that person to say, man, don't do that. Oh, man, why the fuck you doing that? Because then now I'm being a hypocrite because you could turn around and say, nigga, I remember when you was, man, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But I feel like at the end of the day, when we did do our thing, though, even, I mean, with y'all sitting here, how respectful were we, though?
yeah.
How much money did we give out to the kids, the ice cream truck, make sure, hey, man, turn the music down a little bit. You know, just keeping that respect, you know, within the neighborhood. Because I don't remember nobody ever coming in our parking lot fucking with us.
Nah.
I don't remember that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when people say, you know, that aspect is gone, I'm like, well, where did it go? You know what I mean? Where did it go? So for me, I feel like I think the stuff that y'all learned when I ain't gonna say watching us, but I think the stuff that y'all learned, nobody taught y'all entrepreneurship. So where did that come from? Because I know you got your story of being in, you did some time, and then I mean, of course, you got your situation. I mean, me too. So I feel like we all sitting at the table with records, you know, pads, all that. But look what we doing now, though.
Right.
So I feel like I bring this to the table because I want people to know, even though you have a past, you still got a future, regardless. So where did that entrepreneurship spirit come from?
It's like I just like for instance, like I was telling him, when I was down in Petersburg, it was nothing going on down there, like nothing going on, and it's just coming from where I'm from, our neighborhood. You saw somebody selling oils, somebody selling food, somebody ice cream trucks and coming through, and it's just like, damn, this missing. So why I can't take this set of skills, bring it here, and try to see I can better myself. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty much just give myself a chance. And then like I say, far as the brand, it's just like, man, what's cool? Like, y'all letting these European
And,
you know what I'm
spending,
saying? Like,
spending all that bread.
yeah, like y'all spending all this bread with people who won't hire y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then it's like we can't even compliment each other no more. You know what I'm saying? We compliment each other. It's like, oh, he gay.
Yeah.
Oh, you a sucker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
he soft.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm gonna make my own shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then especially when dealing with the youngest and they all some shit like hate is the new love. It's like, damn, like how we get that disconnected from our
Exactly.
community where it's like we can't even love each other no more. To where if I say I love you, you tensing up like, man, what the fuck you just say? Like it's a foreign word. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, so it's I decided to just put affirmations on the t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? For the guys, put king.
Right.
On their stuff. For the girls, put queen.
Right.
And I figured like if we can just unlearn and then relearn, you know what I'm saying, everything will be back normal. Like it pretty much just change the way we think and receive information. And I think by doing that, you know what I'm saying, by putting these positive aspirations on your clothes and putting love back in the community on some flash shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like whereas though you got dudes that's walking around with the 30s with hearts on their chest. You know what I'm saying?
That
And
shit
it's like,
slick though.
Yeah, and it's like motherfuckers.
And it's catchy because the chicks be like, "Oh, where'd you get that from?"
And I'm
That
not
shit
giving it
catchy.
away for free though. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
And it's like they buying this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like if they buying it, like all these council
Let's
members
change
and
the
all
game.
that.
Yeah.
So y'all got like all this grant money for this Highline area. Like I grew up, I've been around there since 1988. I was like 3-4 years old when
Exactly.
the preschool bus used to come around there. So I know everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no way somebody can do 10 years and come in that community and think that they're going to make a change. When I've been out there all my life.
Right.
And I don't even know who the parents are, some of these youngers are.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I know the dudes that's out there really carrying them 30s, and that's who you want to get.
That's
know
who
what
you
I'm
get
saying?
connected with.
That's who you want to get connected with.
Because them the ones they gonna follow.
They going to follow.
I mean, I hate to say that. I hate to say follow, but that's kind of what
they
it
gonna
is.
follow.
Yeah,
That's what they
yeah,
followers.
yeah.
They don't know no better. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, damn, Soulja Boy rap about a Draco. So whoever got the Draco, that's him. You know what I'm saying? But when you see him with this hot on this shit, like, hey man, where you get this clothes for? Like,
That's what's up.
that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they had these clothes on, and it's supposed to change the way they think, receive information. But I can't stop them from how they feed their family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I don't really have nothing
Right.
in place for them.
Right.
But if they wanna, you know what I'm saying, sell merchandise and come on. Like it's
Right.
money here. Like I don't even work, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a job. Like this is what I do.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I'm telling you from experience.
Right.
And I feel like experience is the best teacher. Like I can tell you everything I went through, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully you learn. Like I'm not trying to tell nobody listen to 100% what I say, but if you just listen to half of what I say, like
Yeah, you might
you'll be
take
all right.
something.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You'll be all right. And
Exactly.
it's just that's just where I like I try to just keep it real with them. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real with them, and just hopefully it make a impact on the whole community though. Like when you come around Southeast, if you go around 3rd Street, Connoisseurs, Wilder Place, 4th Street, 6th Street, like you gonna see the shit. You go around Mayfair, you go around Potomac Gardens, like you gonna see it. You go around East Street, like you gonna see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my Instagram like so transparent. Like I'm not putting no facade or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think people can respect that. But so me and you had to talk not too long ago, and you was basically saying that you planted your seed, in an institution.
Yeah. So, I did 7 years, growing up in Southeast, the odds and the temptation of just being around drugs and, wanting to get money, and you seeing the hustlers get money and stuff. So you're not transitioning to think that, all right, there's a better way to get this money and stuff. So, that's what led me down that path. But basically, just the hunger of like being incarcerated and just wanting to be successful and not knowing what I wanted to be successful at.
Right.
And I came up with the name Japers when I was like, I want to say I was 17. I came up with the name like, my oldest brother name is Paris and my name is Jermaine. So which is thinking of ideas of coming up with a name and stuff, and didn't know what direction, but I just know I had to come up with a name. So
And that shit stuck.
yeah, and it stuck. Like I was gonna name it, Jermaine in Paris, and I was like, that was too long. And then when I said Paris to one of my buddies when I was incarcerated, he looked at me and he said, "That's it."
Mm-hmm.
Because
Because normally when somebody else can hear it,
Yeah.
and they kind of can believe in it,
Yeah.
I mean, if they stamp it, then that's it.
So the dude was like, "That's it." I was like, "All right." So I just, I never drew it. I just started drawing little shirts and ideas and stuff when I, I came home with a folder and stuff. So the entrepreneurship mind frame came while I was incarcerated, but when I came home, it wasn't completely there because I had to still come from 17 to 24 and figure out life, girls and women and dealing with women. So, you know what I'm saying?
This dude.
Yeah. So I just had to figure that out, and I had to figure life out, and it took a while. Like Japers I didn't start Japers until 2016. I had got married and went through a whole transition and stuff. My father got sick. I had to take care of my father. And I think after a while, just when you working and you looking like, okay, I got this idea that I've been wanting to do for years, and it just clicked one day. It was like I pulled the folder out, put it on top of my dresser, and I said, every day I wake up, I'm going to be like, I'm going to do something with that folder.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up one day, I told my manager I want to take off for 2 weeks. I took off for 2 weeks, put the folder on it, and I said, you know what? I'm about to do this. So I took everything that I said I was going to do with that folder and started doing it. I called a lawyer. I called people, and I was trying to figure out, what do I do? Do I need to get things copywritten, trademark, whichever direction I need. I stayed up late at night watching YouTube videos on what's the process of what I need to do.
Going to sleep at 2 a.m. is like regular now.
Yeah.
For
So,
sure.
and then it just clicked. It was like, look, I gotta have options, and I've always felt like I always had options, and I was just like, you know what, I can make this Japer stuff bigger than life. So that's where it came from, and that's just what I hung up with the entrepreneurial stuff, and that's just not even that. Like I'm still dabbling in real estate and stuff, little stuff like that, but I'm trying to take it to another level this year. So.
That's what's up. And so the reason why I wanted to start out with entrepreneurship, because I hear a lot of the youngers always say, selling drugs, is kind of the way to go, right? But it just seems like, that was the start. That's kind of where it started. Counting the money,
Right.
knowing who to be in your circle, knowing who to trust, knowing who not to trust. So in actuality, when I tell people I'm from the city, from Southeast, they give you the little eye. But then once I'm talking about stuff that's recent, that's kind of in everybody's face. I mean, especially if I start talking about investments, they what? Oh yeah. And so the reason why I say that is because a lot of the stuff that we did in the streets prepared us for what we doing right now. I mean, a lot of the youngins can't really get that mindset because, like y'all said, they stuck on stupid. And I hate to say that, but they are stuck on stupid. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff that I learned when I was in the street, I'm kind of still doing it now, but just in a different way. And so when I say entrepreneur spirit, I mean, how many rappers right now that still sell drugs? None of them.
No.
A lot of them dudes got their deals, put their money up. They might have slid their man in them some work though. You know what I'm saying? But told them, listen, after you get this money, you need to, invest in me. I double back. And we get it in. You know what I'm saying? But the youngest now, I think that's the part that they missing. They just stuck on selling drugs and being in the street. They not looking at it like. And I went on live the other day. The group that helped me with my intro, TGR, I went to drop off some shirts to them because I just wanted to show my appreciation because the youngers ain't asked me for no money. We did an interview last year at the house. When they came in my house, they was like, you gonna interview us at your house? I said, listen, my thing is, if I'm comfortable with you, I'm comfortable. I don't have to front or act like, we got to go to Starbucks. I'm comfortable in my house. When they walked in my house, I had on flip-flops. Of course, Toaster was real close by, but I didn't feel like I needed it, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they was some cool youngers when I first met them. You know what I'm saying? And so when I asked them about the whole intro thing, I was telling them I had some original music, but I got tired of listening to just the music. And they was like, let us see the track. We'll see what we can do with it. And that's what y'all just heard. That was them that laid the track. TGR. Appreciate y'all, man. And so I was talking to Breeze, and Breeze was like, I heard your live the other day, and you was talking about principles, living life with principles. And I feel like that's, even though we might not have the old heads no more, even though we might not have, father figures or male role models, but at the end of the day, it's enough stuff on social media, or it's enough stuff out there where you can line up something that you believe in. All you gotta do is write it down, right? And so if you write down 10 things that you believe in, you tell me that you can't switch that and do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like at the end of the day, there's no principles out there. I mean, even though for me, I was lucky because we had some of the old heads, and then I feel like y'all was lucky because y'all had us. I mean, even though we still let y'all do y'all thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I still remember to the day, Slim, I came home and I walked in the parking lot. John was like, Slim. I was like, what? Man, 20 of them lunching, man. They went on VA. I said, oh, as soon as he said VA, I was like, no, stop it. VA? He said, yeah, Slim, but they got caught up. I was like, are you serious? So it's those things that come back. That's like, even though you went through that, and even though you kind of had your mishaps, you look what you bringing it back to, though. You bringing it right back where you started. Right. And I feel like that's a lot of the stuff that the youngers are missing, because it's like, it's cool to get started somewhere. But now when you bringing it back, you still bringing back drugs and bullshit. Why not take your money, stack it, flip it, rub it down? Oh, no. It's like, nah, but you know what I'm saying? Why not bring it back into the community and give back? And I'm not even saying nothing crazy, but like you just said, fish dinners. You know how many food trucks out here cranking, making money? I remember what Younger said, he know how to cut grass. I said, you could be a landscaper. You can run your own shit. You can go right to Home Depot in the parking lot, snatch like 10 Amigos, and get it in.
Yeah, but they hear you, but they don't hear you.
They don't follow through.
Exactly.
They don't follow through. And I feel like at the end of the day, this is my chance and my platform to put it out there the only way I know how. And I feel like when people know who you are and kind of knew where you came from and hear your message, if they relate, they relate. If they don't, at least I feel like I tried to put it out there. So when it comes to, some of the stuff that y'all did back in the day, how do you all relate it with now, and how do you like implement what you did and what you've been through back then to the entrepreneur spirit now? Like how did it come about?
I say like just finding, pretty much just cutting out the middleman. You know what I'm saying? And that applies to whatever you do. Like, just cut out the middleman, and your profit will always be bigger. Right. And then it's just finding the best quality, you know what I'm saying, shirts, the best quality hats. Like, you can get a shirt for $1, you can get a shirt for $2, but it's like I'd rather pay the $5
to get that quality.
I know that when the person put it on, they're going to be like, man, I need that. You know what I'm saying? Same way with the streets. Right. If you got that, the best, you know what I'm saying, it's going to sell itself. Exactly. And it's just like, that's what I want to do with this products. Like, it's the same principles for real. I just wanted to sell itself for real. So when you get a sweatshirt or a hoodie, when you put the hoodie on, it's like, dang, like you never had that feeling before. And that's what I want. When you wash it, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just pretty much just going to the source and cutting out the middleman, and just putting all your money up and making sure you at least double it or a little bit more. And you know what I'm saying? So with that, it's just same concept.
So would you say the concept is the same as far as selling drugs?
Yeah, the concept the same.
So how smart do you need to be to get it in? Man, because the youngins make it sound like it need to be it's like it's rocket science.
Man, a lot of people, man, put their pride to the side. And I tell them all the time, like, it's y'all pride in a way.
Yeah,
I
y'all
could have helped a lot of niggas out, but they couldn't put their pride to the side.
And that's it.
And it's like no matter how old you are, you know what I'm saying, how young you are, like, man, I ain't listening to him. He younger than me, whatever the case is. Like, that's your pride. You know what I'm saying? But I know, like, I'm 100% sure that there's money for all of us out here.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And like I always tell Jermaine, like, I don't give a fuck who try to duplicate who try to put love on there,
It ain't gonna be the same.
It ain't gonna be the same because it's like me, like I say, like I'm genuine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I want people to know who I am. I want people to get to know who I am, then like me. Then I want them to trust me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you do that, you can tell them anything.
And I was just telling him that, you know, somebody was telling me that there's a million podcasts out there. I said it is. I said, but the thing that's gonna be different is me.
Yeah,
I'm different than all them other podcasts. I say, so I know for a fact that I'm gonna bring something different to the table. It might not be, you know, off the break, you know, the hottest thing out. But if somebody listen to this and they in a car and they can relate, they gonna be like tuning in, like, oh, let me see what Cuz talk about this week. You know what I'm saying?
But then not even that though. Like the people that know Jermaine, they don't know me.
Right.
So how can they support me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they always be able to support him.
Right.
And it's like even if you drive down Rivertown, you're gonna see a McDonald's next to a Burger King. You're gonna see a Burger King next to a KFC. A motherfucker gonna drive right past McDonald's, go to KFC. McDonald's and Wendy's sell burgers. You know what I'm saying? They go straight to Wendy's. You go across the street, there's a Checkers right there.
Yep.
Why they not going there? You know what I'm saying? So it's enough money.
Right.
For everybody.
It's enough money for
That was a good analogy, man.
dog.
It was.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's how you just got to look at life, period, though. You got motherfuckers passing you by. But it's like, if you can drop your prices and it's a way better burger than McDonald's, then
Right.
go to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And that's just simple. But like, man, listen, I don't let that stop me, because I don't think nobody gonna be as consistent as I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like I researched like a lot of work as far as marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have nobody marketing for me. Like,
Oh, I mean, don't forget. Let everybody know you got college education. Let's not leave that out. You know what I'm saying? Let's not, because I know when I left to go to school, his brother, I came home. His brother pulled me to the side. I mean, he was drunk, but you know they say drunk monk tell the sober truth. Yeah. So he was like, man, look, I'm gonna just tell you this, and I don't want to sound gay. Remember what you said? I don't want it to sound gay. I was like, what's up? He said, man, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, you proud of me? Why you proud of me? He was like, man, I watched you out here, and you went to college. Who does that around here? I was like, man, I said, listen, in my mind, and I think also in my mother's mind, my grandmother's mind, my brother might not tell me, but I know in his mind, he was like, this nigga got to go. Yeah. Cause I mean, every other week I was getting locked up, Slim, and I mean, a lot of people when I talk about my shit, a lot of people really don't know me for real. I mean, they say they know me from around the way, talking shit or whatever, but nigga, I was heavy out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I wasn't heavy out there like, you know, my name was everywhere, but if you saw my face, nigga was like, I know him. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so going to school was mandatory, because I tell everybody when I went to school, if I wouldn't have went to Dale State and I would have stayed home, it'd have been ugly. Because I was reckless. Yeah. I was really reckless. And John, he always reminds me how humble I was even then, and how humble I'm getting even then. Of course, like you said last night, the baby, you know, she humbling me even more. Yeah. But it's that spirit where, you know, you came from somewhere and people saw you, and it's like now they looking at you like, damn, this nigga did a 360, 380 all the way, you know what I'm saying, full circle. Because when I said I wanted to do the podcast, I remember I mentioned it to him slightly, then I mentioned it to you, and then I remember he sent me the Anchor app. He was like, man, this junk free. You could just put it on here and get. Yeah. So I was like, that's a good look right there. So it's like you can tell where your family lie regardless of when you see him, if you don't see him, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're on social media, that's how you get connected. And people always talk about social media is bad. Social media is what you make it.
Yeah, it's what you make.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I wouldn't have told you, you wouldn't have thought about it. Then you hit me, it was like, Slim, try this app right here. And I went that night, I went on that app, and I remember I kind of went on there, built it up or whatever. And then that girl, I mean, it was still like maybe 2 weeks that went by, but then that girl, Micaiah Wilson, got shot. That shit hit me so hard. I was in my room drunk as shit. It took me 20 times to get that one podcast right, Slim. 20 times. And when I laid it, I would say maybe within the first 2 days, it was 72 listeners. 72. So it was like, at this point, I gotta keep doing this.
Man, you can't let up. Like, that's why I'm like, man, just keep going. That shit gonna pick up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? People gonna get used to it. Right. Like, and then what people don't understand is called programming.
Right.
Radio programming. That shit is being programmed in their head. Like when you say that ABC song, you can't say it no other way, because the shit is programmed in your head. Right. So it's like once you got that same tune, you know what I'm saying, whether it's music, or whatever you're doing, once you program these topics and you consistent, they looking to hear your shit as soon as it drop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna start tuning in. Like I said, I only had 100, 200 followers. You know what I'm saying? Now I got like 7,000. It's not a lot, but
Right.
at the same time,
Yeah.
I see it's building. I see more people taking pictures and they tagging me and they, you know what I'm saying, getting the whole into action. And like when he did that podcast, I heard it. I say, damn. This Joe clear. Should we do this? I thought he did the studio like this though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said,
Yeah.
yeah, this Joe clear. She like, nah, that's just my cell phone.
That's just my cell phone, Slim, because I hadn't even bought the mic yet. And then when I bought the mic, it was even clearer. And they was like, damn, Slim, where you do that at? In my bedroom.
Yeah, but I want to actually get back onto where you was starting at with the fact that when you called him and you told him about the podcast, and then he was like, boom, hit an anchor jump, whatever. But that's the whole circle of what I'm talking about when you dealing with people that's about stuff and they talk, like you tell them something, they like, oh, look, do this, I got you.
We just did that the other night.
Same thing, right? So that, and me and him was just having a conversation on the Uber ride, and he was saying about, you know, going to Virginia State and being in Virginia State and you saying different things and stuff like that, and people that he was around, he was saying like, what you say, 20 years old, and with like pocket full of money, because they'd probably learn from other people, learn how to get money and stuff. So he was coming from where he was at and was learning how to do that. But it's like who you surround yourself with, because that's how people get successful, because you can't be around somebody that ain't doing shit and ain't got nothing going on,
Right.
and then y'all can help each other. Like
And
we've
them-
been helping each other.
And them
ever
the
since.
homies, and them the homies that be hating the most, because they turn around and be like, "Damn, this nigga just left me in the hood." No,
Right.
nigga, I ain't leave you in the hood. You saw everything that I did right here.
Exactly.
All you had to do was get on the train and keep going with me, but you ain't want to do that.
Exactly.
So I hate when I see niggas be like, "Yeah, you don't even call me no more." Call you for what?
Yeah.
You still standing on the block, nigga, selling drugs. I don't do that shit. I got to be up at 4:30, Slim, to go to work.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I got another dude named Jermaine, but he's named Jermaine Miller. Shout out to Jermaine Miller and Jermaine Real Estate out in New York, man. So he gave me an analogy one time. He was like, Kevin, you know how a locomotive gets started, and he was like, you could throw a pebble, you could throw a stick, and anything, it'll stop that train because it ain't pick up no momentum. He said, but let that motherfucker get and let that motherfucker get the rolling. He said, you can put anything in front of that motherfucker will straight through it. I said, and that's how I feel right now. I feel like I got a train that's going, and I'm not stopping. So if you don't, like them old movies when they got them side cars open, if you don't jump up and grab that side car and get on the train, what you want me to do? What you want me to do, man? You saw me on 6th and 7th Avenue where I started, man. My brother, same way. I feel like even though I'm not gonna say fantastic because it's one of the biggest jobs in the city, but I feel like once my brother got a job at Metro, that shit changed his life, Joe. Mm-hmm. The street shit was like literally gone because the nigga was at work every day, all day. And then he took that mentality from 6th Street on that bus. Cause I remember him talking about, man, I got this, and then I gotta run this schedule. And I'm like, nigga, when you gonna go to sleep? Man, nah, because they said they do double time for this, and then if they put you on this board, then they call you. I'm like, I remember I came to see my grandmother one time. He was in the car asleep. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he was just like finished for the night. So we rapped for like 2 seconds, like maybe like 5 minutes. He was like, oh man, I gotta go. I'm like, where you going, man? I gotta jump on this Ace. What? You about to jump on the bus? He said, yeah, man, I gotta run it up. But that's what I mean. That same, you know, I gotta get that flip or I gotta get that work. It's the same thing. It's just a different element attached to it now. It ain't drugs. It's a job. Yeah. And I feel like you can take that same energy and attach it to something different and still get your money. Because I feel like I got a 9 to 5, but on my weekends, I get in my truck and I do my deliveries and I do my grind. And then after that, I'm here. Yeah. I ain't making no money here, but I feel like I'm putting out energy that I feel like is good enough that it'll come back and it'll be positive. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, I think a lot of motherfuckers, they don't even be having no purpose in life for real. You know what I'm saying?
That's a mean word.
Like my kids, like I think I'm doing it for my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my purpose. Like if I want to rest, like I want to rest, and it's just like, oh, I gotta hurry up. Mm-hmm. Okay, my kids gotta be ready to go to school. Like I'm really doing it. Like if you active father in the neighborhood or you active in your community, like you know, like if you active father, period, like you know how it is. So it's like, man, I'm living for them. Like, I'm not even living for me no more.
Right.
So like my reaction to certain shit is way different. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you're not talking about taking me away from my child or taking me away from my family, like, I'm not even going to react to it at all. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm this man on point tonight
Yeah,
because he taking me to I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Generational wealth.
Yeah.
We was not taught that, man.
My father told me that.
I mean, and so you lucky,
Yeah.
right? And so I had a conversation with my man because I literally got upset. I was like, so my man was telling me how he had a situation set up where his grandfather had 10 acres, right? And on those 10 acres, I think it was like 6 or 7 houses, but it was nothing but family members. And he said all he wanted to do before he died, he wanted all family to stay on the property. If somebody was going to leave, to put it in somebody else's name, just to keep it, you know, in the family's name. So, of course, Grandpa died, and then whoever was supposed to be in charge let that shit fall. And it was right in Suitland. Right in Suitland, dog. And so, 10, like, I think he said it was like 10 acres. So, my thing is, and I can't be mad, but my thing is, can you imagine if our parents would have gave us the type of generational education back then, what we'd be doing with it now versus what we doing now? I mean, we making it happen because we felt we made a decision. We made a conscious decision to say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. I want to do this. And we doing it. But can you imagine if we did that and we was already doing it at 18?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be sitting here talking about this. We'd be talking about, you know, the buildings that we bought, or, you know, or we get ready to leave here and get on this jet. We gonna go. You know, we already be talking about that. So we fell by the wayside. But the only thing that I feel like that I don't like is that people always keep talking about with the white man. Oh man, with the white man. I'm like, why the fuck you keep talking about him?
Yeah.
He only did the shit that he learned.
Right.
And of course they hear the shit from us, but they ain't had it nowhere.
Yeah.
It was in the library.
But it's just an excuse for them not to still not do anything.
There you
That's
go.
basically what that is.
There you go.
It's always that, you know, it's because we always, as some of our people, we want to blame somebody for our mistakes.
I was that dude.
You know what I'm saying? We always want to blame somebody. We don't want to just be like, you know what, fuck that. I'm about to change the narrative. I'm going to get the bag myself.
Right.
I'm going to go get it. You know what I'm saying? I look at the analogy of like the movie American Gangster, where, you know, he skipped the middleman, was like, look, I'm about to get on this boat. I'm going to China myself. I'm going to do all this myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of people don't want to take the legwork and they don't want to research and everything. And not only that, though, if you broke now in this day and time, you just really don't have no get up really about you, because everything is at your fingertips.
Right.
You know, everything's research, everything. Back in the day, we had to go, you had to buy an encyclopedia or go to the library.
Right.
Encyclopedia right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? You can go to YouTube and watch videos on how to start a business, how to do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So every day you can change the narrative. It's just how bad you want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How bad you want to go get the bag or whatever. So, but to just sum it all up, like, you know, people just gotta have that drive. Like, you can have a skill, you can have the drive, but if you got the drive and you don't have the skill, the person that got the drive going to outweigh the person with the skill.
Right.
And it got a lot to do with your character too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I figure if you got character, like I'd rather have character over skill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can always be taught that skill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can always get a job. And
Right.
somebody can teach you
Right.
how
Right.
to do that job
Right.
if you got that character. But if you ain't got that character, like, ain't nobody trying to fuck with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why it's always good just to have character and not skill. Like, that's how I look at it. And the school system just so fucked up because I wasn't taught about stocks and
None of that
Yeah,
shit.
none of that.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah. We
what
missed
I mean.
all of that.
That's what I mean.
We missed all
I mean,
of that.
because guess what? I mean, can you imagine if our parents would have gave that to them? We would have been in a better situation. You know what I'm saying? But we had to go through what? We had to go through all of the syrup sandwiches and the raggedy cheese and, you know what I'm saying? All the bullshit. But, you know, I try to tell the youngers all the time, and I always use that but how do we turn out? We vicious out here.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody can make it, you know, I feel like any person from the worst areas of, you know, whether it's Detroit, Chicago, Southeast, Mississippi, wherever. If you in the dirt, and you bring somebody and bring them to your house for like they do that wife swap, right? They take a wife from a wealthy place and take her to the hood, then take the hood wife and then the hood, they be like, dang, that's how she living. But then you why didn't nobody do this, and why didn't no? Do you know what the fuck we dealing with here? But then when the rich white lady go to the hood, she like, what in the hell? I can't even go to sleep here. What I'm gonna do?
I can't even take a shower. The soap litter. You got the little soap in there. Where's the bar?
Exactly. So I feel like that generational wealth, I think now is important because it's been missed for so long. So I think just for myself, I mean, and I don't want to get into it too much, but for me, I'm setting up, wills. I'm setting up trust for my daughter. I'm definitely investing, TD Ameritrade, everybody talking about cannabis. My man told me 10 years ago that cannabis was going to end up being like Amazon. And that nigga was not lying. CBD and cannabis. And you could tell people not educated because I was telling somebody about, CBD. And somebody was like, what is that? I said, okay, it's a moment, educational moment. I said, CBD is the main component to marijuana. I said THC is the hallucinogenic that they add to it to make it, go up top. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't know that. I said, well, if you go on Google, Slim, but you trying to be funny? Nah. That's how I found out what it was. Somebody said it in the club. I kept it in the memory bank. I went home. I was like, oh, damn. And then I didn't go on TD Ameritrade and look at a couple businesses and companies because they right at the bottom and tell you everything that the company do, how they been looking, how they perform. And you just jump out there and just set yourself up. And the more you get into something, you follow it. So somebody was asking me one day, well, how do you know what to invest in? I said, do me a favor. I said, go home and just sit in your living room. And just in your living room, just start looking around your house and name every product that's in your house. Right now, what he got in his hand?
Cell phone.
But what is it? What company?
Apple.
Right.
Apple.
And so your TV is what?
Samsung, LG.
But you asking me what should you invest in?
Right.
Look at the products in your house.
Okay.
It ain't that hard. I mean, the some of the wording you might need to get help with, but the basic shit, I mean, all you gotta do is go on, how much is it? $5 a share? And somebody saying, oh, in 6 months, that might be $40 a share. So can you imagine if you buy 50 shares at $8 and in 6 months it's $30 a share? If you sell your 50 shares, you got a nice little flip. So it ain't that hard. So I'm trying to get that generational wealth message out now because I feel like it missed us. I mean, we trying to do it now, but we need to put it out there because people think it's hard and it's not. It's not that hard. So what y'all think? I mean, like, how are you now trying to set yourself up, for your kids to kind of, because you got a business, right? And so let's say if your son's like, Pop, what can we do? And you just start taking them to work with you and just showing them what you do.
Nah, yeah, my oldest son, he be on it. Like, I started taking him to all the pop-up shops.
Okay.
And all that. And, like, it's crazy because now his grandfather do a lot of fixing, home improvement.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, Granddad, you need some business cards. And they look at him like, give me some then. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he know what he talking about. Right. He like, man, we can go to Staples. Yeah. You get 1,000 of them, 500 of them for $20.
Because he been watching you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like far as like the taxes. Like I'm just now learning about taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just learning. So it's like I caught on late. So
and Trump been telling us ever since he been in office about the taxes.
Like even
ain't been
way
listening.
Before that, like even way before that, like they not paying taxes. So like my aunt was yesterday. She was like, man, I got $4 on my federal. I'm like, man, how the fuck she get $4? But then I remember I wrote off my businesses. You know what I'm saying? I wrote off the businesses and I took L's. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So for real, I got money back just because taking L's. But it's like I say, I caught on late, so I just be trying
get it out there
so they can catch on early. You know what I'm saying? And I just always try to have them around. And even if I don't, because I don't always want to teach them. I just want them to see how it's done. So I probably just do it in front of them. Or whoever for real. You know what I'm saying? Like even my man, he doing shirts too. I had him right there with me. Like, man, like I just got this machine. It's the Lord Teeny machine. Man, that joint print out, poof, stab it on there.
Yeah.
Done. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I used to think that I needed a one of them 12-foot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Big machines that you need to truck the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, this joint go right in my book bag. Poop, poop.
But you know, back to the subject is like, we definitely can start with like us, you know, people like look up to him. He got 7,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? I got about 2,000 followers. So like the people that he influenced and the people I influenced, they looking at his background, like where he's coming from and where I'm coming from. And they able to see the dynamics of, he has a clothing brand, he has the nonprofit, and he's moving in a direction that a lot of young guys don't know how he even got to his direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's basically came from just observing and wanting something better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why people like Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? I was turned on to Nipsey Hussle about 3-4 years ago. And the clothing line thing, like what I was into already, it was already inspiring just to be like, okay, he from South Central. We all know
What it's about.
what it's about, the gangs and all this. And I'm like, he able to survive in this type of area and bringing back this much stuff into this community was
And
like
he
mind-blowing.
and he ain't hide the fact that he was a Crip and he was really doing that. He ain't hide none of that.
Right. And it was mind blowing to knowing that he's part of a gang organization, whatever you want to call it, and to be able to do this type of vibe and moving the way he was moving. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know a lot of people just getting turned on to him and stuff like that, but I always really like, it's certain people that once I'm turned on to, I gotta really look at like really your picture.
What they doing.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jay, that's number one, Jay all day long. But when he came along and I'm like, wow, like this, he was just getting started. Like
Right.
he was just getting started.
Hey, look, he was so ahead of time though, right? Like I was watching an interview probably maybe like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying how he was like, he met a guy, he walked into a coffee shop, whatever the case is, guy on the laptop. He's like, man, why this dude got his laptop here? Sat down with him, seeing that he was like an inventor, young dude. So the guy started working with him with his website and his clothes. Dog, the craziest shit ever. And when I heard it, it's like, okay, well, you buy one of my shirts and you gonna get exclusive video or exclusive song, right? I'm like, okay. So when you think of that, you thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a link, I can download it to my phone, whatever the case was. Bruh, I swear to God, this shit was like a year ago. I just saw this shit yesterday. The dude had a marathon shirt, put his phone up in front of the marathon shirt. Why the video start playing on the phone?
Wow.
Bruh, like that's crazy.
Wow.
But the shit hit me like really like yesterday, today.
Because innovation.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Innovation.
they put the phone
Yeah.
in front of the shirt and the video started playing.
Yeah, but that's what they saying now about entrepreneurs right now. Like the only way you're going to thrive as an entrepreneur, you have to have innovation. Amazon,
But we got to spend our money with our own first, though,
Yeah,
man.
we
A
gotta
lot
do
of
that.
these companies thriving because we've been spending our money with them for so long. If we flip that narrative and spend money with us, then we can thrive the same way.
I totally agree.
Like
I totally agree. I totally
I
agree.
don't understand that shit. I mean, sometimes I get frustrated, but I know a lady told me one time, Kevin, try not to curse so much because you don't want to look ignorant what you say. But I be like, sometimes, damn, we look ignorant as shit. These, I mean, somebody said, Michael Jordan, he don't give a shit about us. But why you still wearing his shoes? All they do is come out with the same shoe 5 years later, different color, and you spend $200-$300 for them. And then they show the video online where they trampling people. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
And then that whole Michael Jordan thing, like I don't even be understanding. Like people say, oh man, Michael Jordan investing in prisons and all that, but I think it's too Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Watch this though.
But it's on the road, Michael Jordan.
But watch this though. But so I had a conversation with somebody online about that, and he schooled me because I'm glad you brought that up because it is a Michael Jordan, but he's white.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
And he's the one who's investing in prisons, not Michael Jordan, the basketball player.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like until you get educated, accurately, you don't know what you're talking about. So you talking and just, oh yeah, Michael Jordan, he a clown, he investing in prisons. No, he not. It's a different Michael Jordan, bro.
Yeah, that's why I always tell motherfuckers, like, man, listen, don't believe nothing I say. You know what I'm saying? Research that shit for yourself.
Exactly.
And go from there.
Exactly.
And then it's like, you can't even tell nobody nothing these days because everybody think it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? You can't even give out valuable information. You can't even sell nothing for, man, give me $10 for it. I don't want that. But if you, man, give me 60, same product, they going to buy it.
Right.
So it's like now, instead of telling motherfuckers like, man, listen, I got a contact list for y'all. If y'all want to start your own clothing company, $200.
Right.
I got manufacturers like, what you want, headbands, you want patches, jackets, shorts,
Right.
T-shirts, print, whatever. I got
Right.
the whole contact list right now for $200.
Right.
If I try to give it for free, motherfuckers won't do it. But if you pay that $200, you guaranteed to turn that $200 to $2,000. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't, motherfuckers gonna be like, oh man, he scamming. Oh, he scamming. Motherfuckers think I'm scamming now. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally like making more money just off the brand than selling drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I told my man, I was like, man, at the end of the day, if you gonna let that $1,000 sit in the bank, it's not gonna gain that much interest. You know what I'm saying? But if you give me $1,000 at the end of the month, I give you $1,200. Your bank not gonna do that. Your bank not gonna give you no $200 interest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you get a pound of loud, whatever the case is, for 19, and you make an extra $300 off of it, you might get a 19 to me. I give you an extra $350. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm gonna do with it though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the thing they're not willing to do because it's not in their comfort zone.
Yeah. And
That's it.
Man, look, and I, like I say, when I was distressing hats, I put an X on it. And like an X in the world of math, it's the unknown. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I say, explore the unknown. And like people scared of change, so they fear the unknown.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you gotta get out your comfort zone. It's
Exactly.
like, man, see what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like step out and just give it a try. You ain't got nothing to lose anyway, so
Nothing.
if you lose, you
What you doing now?
Yeah,
You
know
ain't
what I'm
doing
saying?
shit
So
now.
that's why like I started incorporating like the X on my clothes because it represents the unknown. And it's just like, damn, like if I show love to him, like he gonna kill me. If I show love to him, like how would I be portrayed? Like give it a try then.
I mean,
Right now you looking like a hater. You looking weak as shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want you around me. You know what I'm saying?
I told somebody asked me about just supporting black businesses, right? And so I had to really go home and think about it. And I have literally been supporting black businesses for the last 15 years of my life, Joe. 15. And the only reason why I wore this, because I wanted y'all to see this. This is my man Brian shit, right? Renee Sebastian. I've been supporting Slim. I used to go in his store and drop $400-$500. My ex-wife used to be like, what the fuck? Why you buying all this shit? But when I used to go out, I said, Slim, where you get that from? Oh, my man on Branch Avenue? Oh, yeah. And I used to go to his store. He'd be like, Slim, whatever you want today, it's all you. I'm like, what you mean? He said, man, I made for real? Yeah, so whatever you want, just pick it out. Man. So can you imagine if we did that for you or we did that for you and just y'all know I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, when I go somewhere, they like, man, where you get that from? My man, here goes info, boo boo. There you go. Why we can't do that? Man. It don't take that's not rocket science, Joe. I mean, network marketing is a big term, but it's much easier than you think. Network marketing comes down like this. Gee, let's say you go to a movie, right? And you say, Kim, I went to this movie, man. You should go see that shit. And then I go see it, right? Then I tell him. Then he go see it. And then he tell him, and he go see it. That's network marketing. That's how easy it is.
Yeah, it's easy said, but then you got the person that you go to and you say, hey, I'm selling these shorts or I'm selling this, and they looking at you like, oh, I ain't paying for that. I ain't paying that price for that. But you got on $100 or $200 pair of Jordans, or you got on some Pradas, or you got on some Gucci's that you didn't pay for, but you looking like, oh, you just a black dude selling something, but not, and it's already that hate. Because you already giving off that, okay,
that
you don't
bad
want me
vibe.
that bad vibe, like you don't want me to come up. And people actually still do that. And I'm telling you, running a business for me has really changed my perspective. it really changed my perspective to be like, man, I'm supporting my own people too, because I see how bad it is. I see how bad a person would literally just be like, I'm not going to give you $60, but I got on $100 or $200 pair of shoes that I bought from somebody that I don't even know and would never know or be in the same room with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how we get to a point where we can change that narrative. I don't know, but just to take everybody and just start, and support everybody. We support each other and just continue that cycle and just promote it within whatever you do and promote it. But I see it all day long, and I just shake my head and I just turn my head and I just be like, wow.
Right. So if you had a youngster, I'm gonna give y'all both like a minute and a half. If you had a youngster who walked up with you right now and was like, man, I'm tired of this shit, man. What the fuck can I do? What would be your first thought of advice for him?
Man, I'm gonna show him the way. I'm gonna show him everything I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show him how to market itself. I'm gonna show him how to brand itself. The same thing I did. Like I ain't do the best job, but it works for me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like let them know, like, man, you just gotta have a purpose, and once you have that purpose, like nothing can't be stopped. And it's just like you can't measure your success off my success. I can't measure my success off yours. But right now, I feel like I'm successful because I'm happy with what I'm doing, and it's like I'm not worrying about like bills paid. You know what I'm saying? Kids straight. So I feel like that's successful for me. But if I had to come in here and speak every day, like that wouldn't be my success because I don't like speaking. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be happy.
Oh, it's my lane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, man, shit, you making this ink out. Like I had an ink out, but I'm like, man, I can't do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I was like, working with like a bunch of rappers and all that. So it was just like, damn, man, I'm gonna try to get them in here and do this, but it was just like I can't do the whole speaking thing. I definitely need practice, but I definitely sit them down with me and just try to like just show them the way for real. Because like I say, man, it's a lot of money, man, a lot of money out here for everybody, man.
What you got?
I would basically tell them change their mindset. Like you got to change your mindset and you got to change your environment. Simple as that. That's just simple math. You got to change your mindset and change your environment. You have to think different. You cannot go and be to the point where you're going to still think that you're going to be on the block or you're going to keep hanging with the same dude around the corner and smoking weed and thinking that you're going to get some out of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be to a point where you're just going to have to surround yourself around positive people. And if it takes you getting a job and surrounding yourself around coworkers, whatever it may be, you have to. That's the number one thing. You got to change your mindset. The mindset has to change. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think the main thing for me, which actually helped me, was when I came home, I was actually scared to walk around the corner with anybody. Like literally, I'm like, dude came over, they seen me at my house, and they would say, "Oh man, I'm going around the corner." I'm like, I don't know who he beefing with. I don't know none of that. I don't even want to. I'll be like, man, I'll be right here. You can come back right here. I'm good. I'll be right here. And when I started working, it clicked. I was like, I just need to keep around everybody that's positive, and I'm gonna stay on a up level-headed everything. You know what I'm saying? So, cause a dude came to me, he asked me that same. He was like, man, what should I do? And I said, you need to get out this environment.
And it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
But
I said, if you got an aunt or something that live in the country, you got an aunt or somebody that lives, ask them, could you stay in their basement? Tell them you just want to get yourself. People will do that. Right. I want to get myself together. Let me stay in the basement. Let me, and then you prove to them that, like my father, he didn't buy me my first car when I first came home just off the break. He was just like, he wanted to see my mindset. He wanted to see where I was at. And when he seen that I wanted to work and I was working, he was like, he popped up, bought me a car. He was like, you work out of Virginia, you need a car. Because he wanted to see where I was at. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I learned. Like, you have to change the mindset of the way you think. You know what I'm saying? And it has to be consistent. Everything based off consistency. So you can't just say, all right, I'm going to just do this today. No, it has to be a consistent routine. Like, goes back to what he's saying. Once it's repetitive, it's embedded in you. When you get something repetitive that's positive, you can just go. You can just keep going and keep it going.
Like when I tell him this all the time, when Jermaine came home, dog, he passed 98% of the hood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about even motherfuckers he was working with. You know what I'm saying? He passed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this. God damn. So it's like that like man, like that motivated me. You know what I'm saying? And like not having nothing, like motivated me even more. You know what I'm saying? Like poverty motivated me even more. You know what I'm saying? So like all the money in the world, like that shit won't even motivate me. But like not having it, like that motivated me. And it's like if people not supporting me, I won't even cry about it. It's just like I'm not working hard enough. Like that's how I look at it. I'm not working hard enough for somebody to support me, or I'm not working hard enough to be at this event, or this person to reach out for me for this pop-up shop, whatever the case is. And that just encouraged me to go harder. You know what I'm saying? Even though like I'm comfortable, but I'm not satisfied. Like I don't think I'll never be satisfied, but I get comfortable right now. Like I ain't even really that comfortable for real. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm still go harder. Like keep working. I'm gonna keep grinding.
What I tell you the other day when you called me, when we call each other about ideas or something, what I tell you, I said, Slim, you motivating.
Yeah,
you motivate.
But that's
like,
what it is.
Motivating.
And look, and this crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much time we got, but this crazy, right? So like when we first started, like man, you know what I'm saying, man, we working, boom, 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 whatever the case is. And then it's like you trying to support people in your community, black people, this and the third. Like that shit did not work for me, dog. Like that shit did not work for me. Like if you sell, man, how much you want? I'm giving the people at the cleaners $5. If you want $5, and that's cool. Get my money. I can't even pick my shit up in time. Right. That shit not done. Shit crooked. Shit. Oh man, I'll be back, man. Give me like 15, 20 minutes. Shit never getting done. I'm on other people's time.
Right.
Even with the halves, I was getting my joint the next day, and I'm guaranteed. I'm 100% sure. I bought this girl more money than her job was
giving her.
Right.
Down
there, we get the headset. I was giving her $500 myself a week. My man was giving her at least $500-$600. I don't know how much he was giving her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much my other man I bought down there giving her.
Right. So
but
that's
a
full.
week though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about she making at least $1,000 a week. Your job not paying that.
Right.
She was making more than.
Man, I'm talking about making way more than that. Your job not paying that.
Right.
Then she get the. Oh, hold on. Like, you behind it. Like, you're not even working. Like, you ain't doing no work at all. You just on the phone. Like, you're not even doing no work.
Yeah.
So I say, all right, don't worry about it. Cool.
You got me. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you gotta, again, you gotta know your circle. You gotta know your support staff. And if it don't feel right for you, you just can't fuck with it. I mean, period. Man. You know what I'm saying? You just can't fuck with it. So, I mean, I feel like, man, I knew it was going to be a deep discussion, so I appreciate y'all coming. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I want y'all to be successful in all y'all endeavors. And I feel like if there's anything I can do, you know what I'm saying, let me know. I mean, if you need me to wear a hat, if you need me to go on social media, you want me to do a video with you. I mean, if there's anything in my lane that I can do, let me know. Because I feel like I know y'all busy. And I know it took, out of y'all schedule to come out here, for me tonight. So I appreciate that. And so in closing, I just feel like, man, at the end of the day, man, it don't matter where you from. It's where you at in life. And I remember my father telling me that one time, and it took me at least 10 years to figure that out. And I know it's an old saying, everybody say it, but he said it all the time. It ain't about where you from, it's about where you at. And I'm like, why he keep saying that? And I feel like at the end of the day, when I was in Southeast, it was about me being in Southeast. When I got to Dale State, it was about me being at Dale State. And then I kind of remixed it, went to class, learned some stuff, took some classes, learned some stuff, and then came home. And now I'm back home, but it's not the regular Southeast no more. It's a different way to go about it now. So I just feel like at the end of the day, collectively, I feel like it's not enough of us that's really giving the youngins what they need. And I feel like this is the platform to try to get them there. And I feel like as much as we can, we got to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I know my brother told me one time that, he tries to talk to the youngins, and I can feel where he coming from. He was like, I talk to the youngins, Kevin, but once I give them, what I can get them, and I feel like they not doing it, then I can't keep wasting my time with them. I gotta cut it off. But he said, but I see why you do it, because when you see them, you see you. Because, a lot of people say that they was vicious and they was this, that, and the third in the street. And I don't walk around talking like that, but I know what I did. And in some situations, only me and God know. And it's like he still got me here for a reason. And I don't get spiritual. I don't talk about, God like that, but I know for a reason that I'm still here. And I'm not going to say it's this, but it's something. It's something. So I feel like whatever that something is for you, keep doing it. Whatever that something is for you, keep doing it. I appreciate y'all listening tonight, man. I knew this conversation was going to get a little deep, but that's what I want. Because sometimes, you have to get into the nuts and bolts of what's really going on for you to really understand where people came from, what they doing now, and where they trying to go, man. So I appreciate y'all coming through, fellas. I appreciate y'all coming through. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep it going. Hopefully next week I have another topic for y'all. I'm gonna have 2 ladies in here, and we're gonna talk about some other stuff, and we're gonna keep it moving. So it's a 6 Man, Japarius, Love More, my fans, all my listeners. I love y'all. Y'all be easy.
Japarius Clothing is a new, stylish, black-owned brand established in 2016. They explore unfamiliar territories in the clothing industry by tailoring their Euro Street vibe into their entire product line to enrich their vision to their customers and all of their clients. In a world where you can be anything, Japarius says, be you, be versatile. Japarius Clothing can also be found at www.shopjapariusclothing.com, and Japarius Clothing is also an official partner of this show, Real Talk with the 6 Man. Japarius, be you, be versatile.
This is a 87 TV